This piece of land on the west coast of southern Africa was used as a grazing and hunting outpost for the Dutch East India Company in the 1700s. In 1806, it was host to a battle that ended the Dutch rule in the Cape Colony. But the history of Vaatjie Farm goes back even further. Earlier Stone Age artifacts from more than 300,000 years ago have also been found here. This farm, however, is also known for a different reason.
I've seen definite beings that is moving around. They're not aggressive. They're very happy and they're playing around. What they're doing here, I don't know, but it's in another dimension. It is same place, not the same dimension. But you can see it as clear as daylight, and I can give you an exact description of how the person looks and how the person is behaving, and if he's joking or if she's just playing around or whatever.
My parents will tell us there's some activities here, but they don't tell us what they see or what they feel, but they will tell us there's some activity on the farm, not only in the home, on the farm itself, because there's a lot of old buildings here.
These days, the farm is owned by the Stoffberg Family Trust. Although they still farm the land, the original manor house has been abandoned for some time. Today, we'll hear more about the people who used to live here and the spirits who are somehow still attached to the Vaatjie farm. Vaatjie Farm's reputation as a haunted place goes back many years and has been witnessed by almost everyone who has lived and worked here.
In the 1970s, me and my sister were in our 20s, and we go to sleep that night, and in the night she wakes me. She says, "Here's a soldier," but she says soldaat, so soldier. He looks not like our soldiers. He's wearing red, the outfit, and a helmet, like a steel helmet. And I say, "You shh," and we close our heads with a blanket. And then I see a vision in the door from our room. And when I close my head, I feel someone pinch me on my leg. And we were so afraid. We were just lying there. She told me the next morning, "Did you feel it? Did you see it?" I say, "Yes." We told our parents, they just don't listen. I believe here is something's going on that we can't explain. Activities here on the farm.
What was significant about this area is that the Battle of Blouberg, which were quite close to where we are now, here on the farm of Vaatjie, marked the foothold that Britain came into South Africa. Already back in 1805, the decision was made in the British Parliament to take over the Cape, and General Beard was then tasked with the effort of taking the Cape. At that point in time, it was the largest seaborne attack, 64 ships loaded with cannons and men. Unfortunately, with the British landing, one of the little boats capsized and 36 men died. And from what we know, their bodies have never been retrieved. From where I sit now, I can clearly see Melkbosstrand about 3-4 kilometers away, downslope towards the coast. So it's right down, straight in line from Vaatjie where we sit now.
I would dearly like to meet the British soldier that is wandering outside. He seems to be dressed in the British Marines of the 1806 colors, because he's got a black hat, a red coat and with a white and a black pants, but he's not armed, according to what I've been told by two persons. And he's walking outside, he's walking in the river area. I think that maybe he's an unhappy soul that is still wandering around, because there were a lot of missing people, British people at that time, and he could be one of them. What his story is, I would love to know, because I haven't met him. But I know he's here.
Tanya Whitaker is a medium who lives in the area. Since she was very young, she has been able to connect and interact with spirits from the other side.
My name is Tanya Whitaker, and I have the most awesome opportunity to be here today on Vaatjie farm, and standing here at the back door, entering here, already the presence here is like really attacking me. I've got goosebumps all over me. I've got heart palpitations. I feel like it wants to come down up my throat. I can't even speak. We can enter here. I don't really sense anything specific here. No, there's nothing here.
Tanya is actively trying to pick up on any energies that are willing to reveal themselves to her.
There's something this side, on this side here. There's something on this side here. I'm sensing energy on this side. I'm sensing an old man. It could be known as Opa, which means grandfather, granddad. I want to go in that direction, please.
She is often drawn to certain objects to which these energies attach.
Is there somewhere in the house a big wooden beam? A big wooden beam that could have come from a ship or something? Okay, it's not here. There we go. This could be possibly what I'm talking about. This is part of a ship. So I don't know if this was salvaged with the Battle of Blouberg, because some of the ships on the Battle of Blouberg actually ran aground, or ran ashore, however you want to put it. And people in this part of the area, being farmers, they don't have a lot of ways to obtain building materials and stuff. So obviously what they could salvage, they would salvage. And this is part of a ship. I'm pretty sure that it's part of a ship. I won't say it's any attachments to it, but this was built up and then they reopened this up again. This area wasn't like this earlier. Oh, there we go. They did build it up here. Here was a door area here. Yeah, I'm feeling fine. There's a young spirit next to you. Jaco, there's a young spirit next to you. Wow. Nice moving around. I can't breathe. I feel choking up. It's dark hair, hazel eyes, but it's not a small kid. It's a young spirit. So I reckon it's between the age of 8 to 11, and it doesn't like that.
My personal experience here is there's a little daughter playing around here. She's got a black frilly hair with a bow in her hair, a blue bow, with a little blue dress with very neatly black hair, very white skin. And she's also playing happily around here. What her story is, I really don't know. And then there's a person that is a joker. He likes to scare you, especially when it's dark. When I come here early on the farm and it's very, very dark, he used to scare me, to jump in front of me. Very light blonde hair, big moustache, and he's dressed in very light colored tweed, like a hunting outfit. You can clearly see him, but a joker. He really loves his jokes and he really loves to scare you. But I'm used to that.
There's stories around that this place is basically haunted and there are spirits. A lot of people came here, experienced it firsthand. Myself, not really a believer. A lot of people have obviously seen shows like Paranormal Activities, etc., where they come in with their devices, their plasma cannons and frequency. So it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. But people need to make money, I guess.
Somebody died in the back room here. That's pulling through now. Yo, okay. This bed wasn't standing here originally, it was this way. Yeah, I'm getting chills from my leg down. Somebody died here. And it's a male figure. That's what I can pull here. And it wasn't a young figure at all either. Very restless though. It's almost like he's trying to give messages across. Hannah or Anna. I don't know if they were slaves here, but it could be linked with the building on the outside, with the grain building, because that's, as far as I can pick up, is one of the oldest buildings on the farm, is a grain building outside, where they stored the grain. There's also a story involved there.
Tanya might be onto something here, as we found out that there was a mysterious death here in the recent past. And even our paranormal investigator, Andre, has some history in this outbuilding.
My first visual experience that I think I've had was in the grain shed, and we were investigating there the one night, Mark and myself. I was standing with my back facing the wall and Mark was standing at the entrance facing me. And as we were asking questions with the REM pod and the EMF meter, I think I saw a black shadow move past the opening. So because it was my first experience, I stood there for a good minute or two just trying to process what I've just seen. And I just remember asking Mark, telling Mark, you know, I've never claimed to have seen anything, but I think I saw my first spirit. And he asked me where, and I said, behind you, and he obviously jumped. As that happened, I obviously walked out to try and debunk and see if there's anything that I could see. At the time, there was a spotlight that was quite high up, shining down to light the area within the farm, and tried to look for bats or anything that could have, just wisped past it. And there was nothing. So if it was something paranormal, I don't know, but I also can't say it wasn't, and I'll just leave it at that.
Our medium, Tanya, is still trying to make sense of the energy she is picking up in the old house here on Vaatjie Farm. Could someone be trying to get a message across from the other side?
This is also built on, this was a sunroom. I keep hearing photos. Are there photos in this house somewhere? I keep hearing photos. Something about photos. Is this Umsaki? That's the grandfather and grandmother, yeah. It could possibly be him that's in the back room. Or is this the brother that passed away? Is there a brother that passed away?
Yes, I believe so.
And he was young, he was late 40s, early 50s. And he also just got ill and passed away. But he didn't die here. But he's connected with the family in this place.
Tanya is possibly picking up on Saki's brother Theo, who passed away years ago.
Shame, he just got ill and he passed. And I feel him getting sick the whole time. And he was just doing what he was supposed to be doing. But he did not die here, but he's part of the home here.
But Saki, who seemingly has made contact with his brother in the past, now believes that these things are better left alone.
I'm sensitive to the fact that you can ask questions, but you shouldn't play and you shouldn't call up these people. I did that once in my life, big fault. I couldn't get something. I was dearly trying to repair something and I couldn't get it fixed. And he just told me, boy, it's easy. You'll come all right. And he smiled. He said, but please, never again. This is a dirty world, I'm telling you. It dirties them and they don't want to be part of this. They don't want to be part of this life or this world or this dimension. It is dirty. It is foul out here. That is my experience.
Tanya is still feverishly hunting for the photographs when she finds the makeshift art studio of Nicola, Saki's brother Niku's daughter.
I know, this is what they wanted me to see. I don't feel a pulling of it, but it's weird that this is here.
I started painting in 2017, and being at home, I can't really find the time to paint. There's always excuses. Oh, you got to do dishes, you got to do washing, you got to clean the house, you know. And then I decided, okay, the farm is quiet and there's nothing happening there, especially when all the men are in the fields. So I decided to pack up my canvases, my paint, my everything, and I brought it here. And very nice and quiet. My dad told me always keep the door on the latches. Put the latches on because you never know who's walking around in the yard, to keep everybody out. And I started painting, and then all of a sudden, my dad always has got the radio on, because if someone was to walk around here at night time, they'd hear the radio, so they would think that there's someone in the house, just for safety's sake, as well in the daytime. And I was painting, and all of a sudden this radio just went very loud, like in full blast.
Ja, daar's alweer 2 paaltjies plat. Dis 49 vir 2, 49 vir...
And I was like, oh, who's playing tricks on me now? So I went inside and I put the radios a little bit softer. And I went back, started painting again. And I don't know, time passed. And I just heard, why is the tap running? And I went inside and I saw that someone opened the tap. And I know it wasn't my dad because all the doors were still locked and I was alone in the house. So that kind of freaked me out.
These are just some of Nicola's experiences during her time on Vaatjie Farm. Meanwhile, Tanya is still looking for those photos.
Yeah, this section was pulled on. Was this a sewing room? I think this was used as a sewing room by the grandmother or great-grandmother, but this was built on recently. This is quite new to the building. Yes, here we go. There we go. Here we go. Photos. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? This is the brother that passed. This is the father, that's the brother. This is what I was looking for, photos. It keeps telling me photos. I think this is the father figure. And the brother looked very similar to it. Does Van Niekerk ring a bell? The name Van Niekerk is coming up as well.
That's the previous owners, Henry van Niekerk.
Okay, because Henry came through now as well. But this has got nothing to do with what happened here. There's no physical death here, but the grandfather's connected to this room. For some reason, he's connected to this room. I can't breathe.
This room I still don't like because whenever I just remember now even like I get asthma and it feels like there's something on your chest, like you can't breathe, and it's kind of depressing. I don't think it's a negative spirit or something, or I don't pick up anything negative. I just pick up something that makes it heavy. The air is heavy in there, and I don't want to spend time in there because it just feels depressing and it's just too much, and I don't like the vibe. As soon as you step out of the room, it's fine. Like sitting here, I'm fine. But as soon as I have to go in there, I'd rather not do that. Like I just don't like the feeling that I get in there.
No, I can breathe here. I'm fine here. I've got no problem here. That's Uncle Sake, that. There's movement inside the lounge area. There's movement here. I'm drawn here. Were there... I think it is a little girl now. Yeah, there goes the goosebumps. It is a little girl. She's asking for a gentleman that's been here before, but is not a member of the family. Somebody that's been here before that did the... Because she's pointing to the cameras and stuff. Asking for a gentleman that's been here before. I don't know if that makes sense.
The person the spirit is referring to is Andre.
I've been here before, once or twice, and we've always had some good experiences here. We managed, or what we thought was able to connect with a young girl, and probably also one of my best experiences was when we put our devices around the coffee table, because we heard that she enjoyed trotting around the coffee table. And when we asked her to do it, we actually saw the devices one by one go off around the coffee table.
Our medium had a busy time at the house on Vaatjie Farm. We needed to catch up with Saki to shed some light on everything that was revealed to Tanya.
Sorry to bother you. That back room where the sunroom, okay, they call it a sunroom. Was that sunroom, was it the sewing room?
That was a sewing room, yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Sewing room.
Okay, and then that bedroom connecting to it, that belonged to an old couple.
Yes.
The Opa.
Yeah. My mother and father, and then also to the Van Niekerks.
That's the name Van Niekerk come out there.
Yeah.
The name Anna and Hannah and Connie.
Anna rings a bell. Louisa would be able to tell you.
My parents told me that Mr. Van Niekerk usually used that word Anna Jong when he speaks to people. But I didn't hear it myself. They told us. He used that word.
That young spirit inside the lounge area, do you maybe know what her name is?
No.
Because I can't pick it up. You don't know how she passed on either. No. But, okay, there could be many things. But I feel it was just a wrong place at a wrong time for that little one.
Easily.
That the wooden beam in the lounge area where it was bricked up and then they broke it open again. Does that wooden beam come from a ship?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
That's a keel of an old sail ship.
Sail ship. Could that be part of the?
It's an oak keel.
Okay, could that be part of the Battle of Blouberg vessels that ran ashore?
Yes. They stranded one year to form a breakwater.
Yes.
And the area there in Melkbos Strand where the caravan park is called the Old
Skip, yeah.
Yeah, that is from that.
Oh, right.
That sailing ship that they brought these beams over to use in the buildings.
Wow, excellent. Now, actually, I feel more at ease now being outside asking these questions and getting the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I had fun.
My father has told me stories about my grandma, how she could actually communicate with spirits, smell different smells like people, what they used to smoke, pipe tobacco, etc. And, if you believe in it, you believe in it. If you feel it, it's like, I don't care what people think, it's their personal choice. But once again, I didn't smell anything. I can't speak to spirits. So that's what I believe.
As kids, we used to sleep in my grandmother's room. Whenever my sister and I came to sleep over, we would sleep in the single beds, and just outside in the hallway or in the entryway of the old farmhouse there was a couch, and she would sleep next to the piano on the couch. So because we were little kids and we were scared of the house, she would say whenever we want to go wee in the night, we could just call Granny and she'd come and fetch us and we'd go to the bathroom. And then the next morning she said, oh, but tonight we're sleeping in, we called it the ghost room, and we went to go sleep in the ghost room. And my sister and myself, we were very confused because why are we sleeping in the ghost room? And she knows we're scared of the room. And we said, okay, but at least we're with Grandma and we're next to the bathroom, so which maybe that kind of made sense to us. Maybe she didn't want to, walk around at nighttime with us in the dark house. So we slept in that room for a couple of nights, and many years later, my grandma moved to Melkbos. And we started talking about coming here as kids, and she'd say, remember we moved to the ghost room? And my sister and I were like, yeah, I remember, but why? Why did that happen? And she said, because she didn't want to tell us when we were kids, but when she was sleeping in the old house in the corridor, well, I don't know what you call this, the hallway, she said she was sleeping on the couch and she heard footsteps coming on the wooden planks, on the wooden floorboards, and it started getting faster, and she felt the duvet or the blanket lift and something getting onto the couch with her underneath the duvet, and she kind of freaked out. So she just decided, no, it's the last night sleeping here. And yeah, that's why we ended up moving into the ghost room, even though we didn't like it there at all.
Me and Mrs. Stoffberg was in the kitchen, in this kitchen. And we was busy with something, and we hear someone open the door and want to come in, the door of the stoop here. And that goes like this, someone wiping his feet on a mat. And we wait, when will this person be coming in here? But nobody comes in, and we go on. And later her son is coming, Theo. So he asked, Theo, was you at the door here? He said, no, Mom, I wasn't here. And I told her, no, it was Fritz. He was usually doing that. Fritz was someone who was working here for a thief. He was his brother-in-law. And the other one from Fritz he was always smoking when he's with a phone. The phone was in the room here while the computers. And one day I was working and nobody was smoking in this house, nobody. I go to that room and I smell smoke. I asked Mrs. Stockberg, was here someone that smoked? So I said, no, Louisa. One night I also smelled the smoke. And I say, Fritz, you must go to rest. And she talked a lot with him. And from that time, he never comes back. We never smell smoke of her wiping feet. I believe that was him. I think Mrs. Stoffberg had a gift to talk to spirits, and he was an incredible woman.
it is something I believe that one shouldn't dabble in with. There is a firm thing for a human being. Let's face it, your time on earth is limited. As sure as you've been born, you're going to die. And you are going to be responsible for things that you've done on this earth, good or bad. And you are going to be judged for what you did, certainly, as I'm sitting here. And the time of judgment isn't at the time of your death. There's lots of people that's not going over, and the judgment day is somewhere in the future. It is a time. We're talking about time. Time doesn't exist, but it is very important, I feel, for people that comes delving, not to delve into the blackness, because you can easily get involved in that as well. And that doesn't scare me, because it can do nothing. But it is very important not to delve into the blackness or into the bad side of this.
To the people who think that we are conjuring up any sort of bad spirits or bad vibes, I mean, I can understand why people who don't understand what we do think that, but we never claim that we can walk into a building and get rid of any spirits there are. We approach this from a purely scientific perspective. We also approach it as if we would any other human being. You should be polite, you should be humble, and just, when you ask your questions, literally just think as if you're talking to another human being, because ultimately that's what it is, or used to be.
Despite Saki's reservations, the family has given permission for Andre and his colleagues from Cape Town Paranormal Investigations to investigate Vaatjie Farm again.
There would be an investigation tonight on the farm. I would not be here because I have better things to do with my time. I do not believe in it, so there's absolutely no point in being here.
Sean from Cape Town Paranormal Investigations. We're at Vaatjie Farm. We've been invited to do an investigation of allegations of a whole bunch of things that are creepy and spooky. We're going to be testing a couple of theories, and let's see and hope that we get some good contact tonight. So we're going to start off with a silent set where we ask one or two questions to see if we can get identifications of any noises. Try and invite someone to come sit with us, have a conversation with us. If the silent set doesn't produce anything, and then we're going to start working over to some of the tech. So yes, let's hope we get the thing started. So I'm going to ask for a few minutes of silence. I'm going to introduce myself. Just big sparks there. We haven't even started. My name is Sean. I'm from Cape Town Paranormal Investigations. If there's anybody here tonight that wants to join us for a conversation, please do so. None of these items that are here will harm you. They are just for visual purposes for us that cannot see you, to make your presence known. So these will just help us with identification that someone is here. Is there somebody here with us tonight? At this point in time, so I'm hoping that we're getting confirmation, because I asked the question, is there somebody with us at the moment? Is there somebody with us here now? Have you come to join us for a conversation? I'm getting good reaction on the EMF, and I'm getting reaction on the REM pod. If you are here, can you change the red light to blue or green for me? Would you be able to do that for me? Doesn't seem to be reacting to me at all. So a lot of the times when we do arrive at new investigation sites, while everyone's having a smoke and they're chatting, I tend to disappear for a few moments. Hence, just to scout out the situation, have a look what is in the place. It's almost doing my own little debunk, you know, just to see what can move, what cannot move. If we hear a bump, are the doors secure? So I'm always rattling stuff, you know, and in that time I'm secretly talking to myself, and I say, if someone's here, I'm sure, you know, we'll come chat. Please come and join the investigation. I mean you no harm. You know, I'd like to have a good evening. People have questions, and I'm here to investigate. You know, I would like to give some solid feedback. You know, stop being afraid of me. You know, I might look like this guy that's going to clap you, but that's not who I am. I'm a soft teddy bear. So I'm really looking forward to a good investigation. I'm hoping to be able to converse with whomever is here. So it doesn't look like you want to play with me.
It's quiet, eh? Oddly quiet.
Is there someone else that maybe wants to come and communicate with us? I believe there are other people that have left us, or possible other spirits that could be roaming these homes. I'm getting big sparks. Is there somebody else that we need to speak to?
Sean, we're getting spikes here as well on
Also
the
got big
EMF.
sparks on this side, eh? If there is a man in this room with us, can you positively make the EMF go red? Give me a spark as an indication that there's an older presence here. Just get some good sparks. So, is there a man with us? Can you possibly make the spark go to red again? Are you a male? Are you an older male? Are you intimidated by me? Is that a yes that you're making this sparking? Why are you intimidated by me? Getting a spark. Is that Jay, Andre?
Yeah, staan hier by jou.
Not. I'm getting big sparks at the moment as well. So it seems to be intimidated by me. Why would I intimidate you? I'm harmless.
The two devices that are being triggered are designed to pick up on any electromagnetic disturbances, as well as big temperature changes in its immediate vicinity, possibly confirming paranormal activity.
Would you step away from that blue light, please? If you are a man, can you touch any of these lights?
Big sparks on the right. And again, we had big sparks when I asked the question in the other room.
Did you live in this house?
Big sparks again. Thank you.
Did you die in this house?
Whoever is coming through seems to prefer communicating with Andre.
Thank you. Would you mind stepping away? Did you die in the room in the back there?
Big sparks.
I heard you were a smoker. Oh, there we go.
Big
There we
sparks.
go. Can I offer you a cigarette? I'm gonna put it down for you over here. All right. So you're clearly a smoker, aren't you?
It is quite interesting to see that when you are using props, that these props have a connection to who might be wanting to chat to us. And as soon as you put down the cigarette, it actually sparked up a whole lot of interest because the equipment started reacting the way that we were hoping, that there's a response. Someone sees the cigarette, something connects with that cigarette, and that's when we started getting good responses and feedback. So what we're going to do is we've used the Evox on a previous occasion as well. This is just going to help to get some more verbal communications. I know it's been a bit frustrating. I'm slightly confused at the moment. I'm not feeling any great hits, even though we are getting good responses on questions asked.
Well, he would disagree with you.
So what we're going to try and do method is to try and get some more vocals, which is the EMF. We used this system last week as well, and it's just a bit of a more verbal communication to try and get verbal and lights to work together. Okay.
The Echo Vox is a device that creates a bed of noise using random phonetics a microphone input, and natural loop recording echo. It is believed that spirits somehow manage to manipulate these sounds to communicate audibly.
Okay, so now we got communicoms going. So I'm going to leave it over to you.
Can you tell us your name?
Can you give me your name loud and clear, please? Who am I talking to? Is your name Theo? Could you go to the red light and change it to green if you agree that Theo is of relevance for us? So we're getting a green spark after I ask, is Theo relevant?
And it's green.
We had names come back to us. Fritz was one of them. We had a name George come out to us, and then we also had a name Theo. And I know Theo was quite a rather touchy subject because that's very close to the current owners of Vaatjie Farm, which I didn't know of. So again, there's some form of communication that someone's got a message that they might have for us. And that's what makes the investigation so exciting. There's a lot of actions happening now. Okay, so we're seeming to be getting a bit more comms on our local language, which is Afrikaans. It's the South African spoken. Gaan jy vir ons 'n speletjie kom speel? Kan jy net gou wegstap van die liggies af? I just asked it to move away from the light, and the lights have stopped. Mag ek met jou pop speel? May I play with your doll? Can I move closer to your doll? Mag ek langs jou pop gaan sit?
Sean is known as the G.I. Joe of the group. He is fearless, but sometimes he manages to push all the wrong buttons.
So, wanneer laas het jy so pragtig pop gehad? Gee om dat ek hom raak? Do you mind if I touch your doll? Would it upset you? Moenie. Moenie. Just got the word moenie, which means don't in Afrikaans. Mag ek nie met jou pop speel nie?
Sit neer.
Mag ek aan jou pop raak? Ek gaan net saggies aan haar raak. I'm just going to touch it softly. Do you mind it? Kan ek die pop optel? That's not me. So I'm just going to pick her up and put her on my lap. Does that make you mad? I'm not going to take her away. Do you want me to put her down? I'll put her down again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
It is commonplace for spirits to form strong attachments to certain objects, as is quite evident here. The more interesting question is, why?
Okay, I've stopped, I'll put her down. So my apologies for touching your doll. It's a very beautiful doll. Must I leave it alone? Do you want me to stand up and leave your doll alone? Can I move away? Am I too close to your doll? Okay, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to leave your doll.
Despite Saki's son Niku's skepticism, he decided to join the investigation after all. But could he be convinced that there just might be spirits roaming around the family farm?
So basically I've just been sitting here monitoring the whole thing, right? Bit of a skeptic, but you know, there's certain things that I picked up on and heard, so I don't know if it's me just hearing what I want to hear. So for example, when you guys asked if it was someone who smoked, if you guys asked if it's someone that died in this house. So the person didn't die in this house specifically, but close by. And the other thing, what I've noticed is several times, I don't know if you guys were paying attention to the lights or trying to get a reaction, but when you were, not you, the other guy was sitting on the couch with a doll and touching it, picking it up. So I don't know if you guys were focusing on the lights or for a yes or no, but when you picked it up, I heard the word no. So I don't know if that was the only piece of love that the girl had, and that's why she's so protective over it. But that's what I heard. So if you guys carry on with it later tonight, maybe something to dig into.
I think spirits, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of theories behind why spirits are there. You have your religious, take on it. You have a scientific take on it, like we are all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. Therefore, what happens to our energy once we die? So I'm honestly not sure. I don't know why. But this is why I'm doing it, is to try and figure out, or to see if we can figure out if there are spirits and how they come to be.
So I've been to many investigations where I've had absolutely no responses, no flickers of lights, no answers from the REM pod. Evox was dead. But what happened at Vaatjie Farm last night was very exciting. There's definitely something that tickled my interest last night.
It's a long time since I've seen any of this. It's been really a long time. I miss this. I've seen other things as well. I can't even mention it to you. Like I've said, I don't want to dabble into this. It's very, very, not scary. It is natural, but it's a place not to go in too deeply. It is part of our existence. You'll go there one day, me, everybody. And it is something that you can welcome with open arms. It is natural, like death, like birth, like marriage, like anything else. It is as certain as death. Yeah, very much so.